usually announces that it's doing it, but guess it's okay. Okay,
Jennifer's.
great. Sorry for that hiccup. So yeah, I don't
It
see.
was Ithaca time. Ithaca time's always 10 minutes late.
What does that say about
I
us?
call it I call it French time.
French time. I like that better.
It's what
So,
I always used
Mark,
to tell my students.
what's that?
What I always used to tell my students.
Mhm.
So, Mark, do you want to mostly we have a couple design items and then talk about budget and steps forward? Does that sound like a reasonable agenda?
Sure, that sounds good.
Okay. I sent the couple um design items I had sent to Steve, I knowing that he's not feeling well. So hopefully we'll get a response from him. Hi, Michelle. Hopefully we'll get a response from
Hi.
him. So I can share my screen.
Oh,
Um, oh,
I'll
send,
do that.
yeah.
If anybody does get into the waiting room, I'll plan on managing them.
Okay.
Yes, sounds
Yes.
good.
Took me a while to get back in. I've been trying to get in for like 10 minutes, I think.
Wow. Okay, I think you're good. Sharing.
Okay. Okay, good. All right, so let's see. So we just had a couple things to cover. The canopy design, looking at increasing, we talked about increasing the slope
Yeah.
of the more horizontally uh and here's like a pretty good slope. Like you could put an asphalt shingle on uh this type of slope, or we could do a membrane. So, and then we lowered it. We're gonna have to build out away from the window to make it work, but we talked to Steve and Nikki about a good way to make it structurally work. And I thought that lowering it, it just looks better
Great.
overall.
I like it.
I like it too. I think it is a better
That is better.
design.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Lower.
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah. And functionally, I think it's going to work better too.
Ditto. Yeah.
All good.
Okay. The other thing we showed, I don't know if anyone looked at these before, but looking at the light fixture the light fixture, the gooseneck that sort of was the general everybody liked. We tried them in a couple locations and different sizes, and the one on the right is we thought maybe more of a at a pedestrian scale than up way up high above the door.
Mhm, mhm.
That's why we're showing it that way. But just wanted to show you both and get your opinions on them.
What happens is the door opening outwards? I can't remember.
In.
Oh, in. Oh, good. Okay.
I yeah. At second glance at this, because I was kind of trying to decide before the meeting, the where you have the announcements on the left on option 2 on the left side, I think bodes well.
Yeah, I think you'll get better illumination splash too, because I'm a
Yeah.
little worried with just the single above the door that you might get a little interruption from the molding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, too, like, like you said, pedestrian human scale coming in, I think it just feels nicer also, like a good,
Mhm.
informal, I guess that's an informal comment, but it yeah.
Do you know
Does
exactly how high that is? Sorry, Susan.
oh, go
Like
ahead.
It's
from,
the height of the door, which is I want to say the door is 8 feet.
okay,
Yeah,
okay, that's great. Yeah, as long as it's over 6, that's great.
Yeah, so here's a person, sort of the outline of a person right there. That's like a 5'11" person.
Oh. I thought
That's
that
what I was
was
sort of guessing, but I wanted to be sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So Susan, you're lobbying for option 2, is that right?
Yep. Yep. How is it now? It's got two on either, so it's wired already, correct?
The lights are higher, I believe.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah, I think they're more surface. Oh, they're in the transom.
they are? Okay.
Yeah, they're in the
Alright.
transom, which will be turning into a door,
The door,
because we're
right.
using the entire opening. So we're
Okay.
gonna have to, we're doing finishing on the interior anyway, so we're gonna have to provide boxes
Got it. Okay.
to the outside.
Yeah, that was what I was going to ask next. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. But it's up to the town. I am not a vote. I'm just express my opinion. So,
Can I just ask a question about option 2 on the right-hand side railing? Just going up there. So does it return into the wall or does it stop at the platform? The handrail there.
Oh, it returns to the wall.
Okay, great.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. This one here, can you see my mouse?
Yeah.
That goes back to the wall. Yeah. Yep. Mark?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm my only so one difference would be having 2 lights versus 1, right? I was just thinking maintenance wise, it's easier having 1, but
Well, but the one would be way up high, so actually maintenance wise, it would be easier to have them lower, frankly. You know what I mean?
change them out. Yeah.
And I mean, I like this actually myself because it's more balanced. It'll be, especially for if there's signage on the left side of the door, that'll be more readable.
Okay.
And the oval on the right, what is that? Is that the number of the building or is that?
I believe so. Yeah, let me pull up a photo.
You know what I
Okay.
think that is? I think that's the history.
The date.
Oh, the
History
right.
room plaque.
Okay.
History room plaque.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I
Isn't that
don't-
funny? We all walk, you all walked by it all the time, right? We
Yeah.
all walk by it constantly. And so those items are it really mark up to if you want to take them down, and we were just gonna have you take them down. I'm looking for a photo right now. To take them down and put them right back at the same location. But then that's really up to you. I'll share a photo.
Oh, I see.
Caroline History Room. Yeah, that's
Yeah. Oh, we
Isn't it
should
funny?
decide, we should consider that, because, we are considering signage for the building as a whole. So I think, yeah, that's,
that little area is kind of littered. I'm not sure. Can you tell me what each of the things are?
on the left.
Yes, on the left. Yeah.
Uh,
In
the
the photo.
bottom one is a drop box for the court. The upper one, isn't that I'm not sure what that is. A window?
Oh, historic
That's the
National
historic
Register.
sign for the historic register.
Yep.
And then the thing on the door is a notice cabinet for the court. And then there's the Caroline Town Court sign on the bottom. So my personal opinion is this is kind of messy, and it would be nice if we could clean this up, which might mean completely, the Caroline History Room sign could go inside at the history department. The town court sign, it looks like a parking sign.
Right. Yeah, it does.
And that goes for the sign on I guess that'll go away with redoing the steps, but the green sign that you can barely see on the
Yep.
on the landing there, yeah.
Yep, this one here. Yep.
Mark, I think we should take this as an opportunity to just develop consistent signage for the town hall campus.
Mm.
Sounds
That's a
good
good
to
idea.
me.
Oh, that's a really good idea. I just, one other quick question. Are you under what kind of obligation do you have to the town court for their signage? Is there something that you have to do for them?
We have to provide for their needs.
Okay,
And
okay.
of course, I think their building should be signed. But other
Yes.
than that,
Yeah.
it's, we manage the town spaces and buildings, so. um,
Okay. So there's not an obligation to have like the drop box right in the court building, etc.
Yes,
Is
there
there?
is.
There is? Okay. Just checking. Those things are pretty tight.
Yeah, maybe we could think about redesign. Well, so for instance, the clerk had a Dropbox installed at the town hall.
Right.
It's much more secure. It's a slot
Right.
in the wall that drops into a secure box inside.
Oh,
And so, I
right.
mean, I think especially for court documents, I think that would be a much better arrangement. I think we should do something like that. And then all you're faced with is a small horizontal rectangular plate where the drop entrance is on the outside. And that could even be, colored to match the siding or something. So,
Okay.
Well, that will have to build into the design, Mark, because that'll be carpentry and et cetera, and design. So we'll need to
What's that, Tim?
decide on that. And the court will need to weigh in on that.
Oh, yeah. But I'm thinking, as far as you mentioned, design of signage, it'd probably be good for a board member who has artistic flair to work on that.
Well, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Is that something, Jennifer, that you guys would weigh in on? Or I mentioned this to my daughter, and she said that usually you work with graphic artists, that graphic designers for signage.
Yeah, that's true. It's kind of a specialty, like all the font size, that's
Complicated. I think fonts are a complicated question.
Especially now.
how about when you did the new town hall? How many years ago was that? And was there a signage package for that could be just integrated into the new building?
That was in 2010, that building was built. The signage packages are block letters that I replaced them recently by ordering them from Amazon, so no, second question.
Not quite what we want here.
I will say that there has been a request from a member of the public and history group that letters be historically, reflective or whatever. Not reflect, but reflect
Right.
historical fonts or whatever.
You mean they should reflect the year the town hall annex was built?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, that would be, I don't think they've changed that much. I mean, again, I'm not a graphic designer. I am a little bit familiar with typefaces. I don't think it's all changed all that much, but
Yeah.
again, I think it's something probably a graphic artist might want to weigh in on, somebody that specializes in signage. I'm just suggesting.
Yeah.
Also, I think it would be a great idea to put the history room sign inside.
There's also a bicentennial sign by the other door. I don't know.
It's such a mess of signs there. It's really.
Well,
Yeah,
that-
there's can you
Agreed.
see this one?
Yeah.
Do you see I moved photos on
Mm.
my screen?
Yeah, yep.
Okay.
do we really need to keep that sign?
That
Which
was
one?
exactly what I was gonna say. I don't
Pretty
think.
soon you're going to be it, though.
That looks like something, that looks like something that would be very appropriate up in the history room.
Yeah.
I think it's
Yep.
eligible for historical retirement. So.
That's funny.
Anyway,
Okay.
I'm in favor of a unified vision of the signs.
I'm with
Okay.
you.
I think that's a good idea. I think like it sounds to me like from this conversation that the one going back to the front door here, integrating this into the architecture with a slot
Mhm.
that the documents then go away. There'll have to be some sort of signage that can cue people to how that works. But then this sign here is sound is and the town court, these signs will need to find a place to live.
Well, the town court is going to need clear signage, and so that's just why we want a uniform sign policy strategy, because they will need something very, very demarcated that says that that's where it is.
Sure.
But I think we should just work on that
Separately.
separately. But Mark, I mean, one of the things that I think I'd recommend integrating into this project, and we talked about this a while when Cal was still on the board. One thing that we I think would be helpful to do is to have I don't know what you call them, but a signpost
So,
pointing towards the clerk's office,
Yeah,
pointing towards the town court, etc.
freestanding.
Locate near the
yeah.
or at the ramp,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Totally agree. Yep.
Yeah.
So that would
Um,
be, we'd have a well-designed sign and we would be removing it from the building. Is that what you're saying?
Which
Well, we would have a sign that indicated where the town offices are, where the town court is, where the meeting hall is, and then
well, that would be separate from what would be on the building itself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you
In
don't
other
want
words, these are indicators of where to go from the outside.
right. And then you could have smaller signage on each
Yes,
building though,
on
too, with
each
the
building,
uniform.
yes.
Yeah. So that town court, town clerk, this, and then point it. I would be also in favor of somehow marking the Caroline History Room. I'm not really sure on the town board who's in charge of the history room, but want to make sure that bringing Barbara into the conversation about that. And however you do it at the town, I'm just making a suggestion. And then the NR one can go pretty much anywhere, right? I mean, that could be anywhere.
Freestanding.
Freestanding, it could be, yeah.
It
But
could even-
also
We
another,
don't want 5 different pointing signs. So
right,
we'll just have to, the town board will figure this out.
yeah. And one other question, do you have to have that box, the shadow box there with all the, like a board for the court and notices? Because they have
On the
to
door.
yeah, they have to post certain things, correct?
Probably.
I'm thinking they do. Like,
Probably
you know,
that maybe we
the town
can,
has it too.
I.
So can you do it inside?
It's, the way it is now, it's pretty in your
Yeah.
face. So I
Yeah.
would like, it would be nice if it could be. I don't think even all the papers in there are up to date or necessary, so it'd be a conversation that we would have with the court.
Yeah.
In another month.
Yeah,
Yeah.
When you have justice in place.
Yeah. Okay. Also, can you do it inside? Because like, the town board has their stuff inside,
yeah,
and as does like the city of Ithaca has a gigantic board when you walk in.
yeah.
So,
I was thinking exactly that.
That door is
Susan.
locked
okay.
most of the time, isn't it?
Pardon? Yeah,
Well,
that's the problem.
yeah, I mean, people wouldn't be able to that's true, If they wanted
have
to
it-
just see what the court hours were,
Yeah.
that would create a difficulty.
I just, because the chat is disabled, I just sent 2 links about fonts. So one consideration is because it's a public building, you have to have an accessible font for the signage. But maybe, and Jennifer, you might have the code guidance on this, like for New York municipal buildings about what's required for exterior signage.
There you go.
Ah,
Because there might be certain restrictions about, yeah, and I know, people do things,
Yeah.
higgledy-piggledy. But there is I believe there is some actual policy about that.
for
Yeah.
exterior signage. Okay, I can
I
look that
believe
up.
so. Yeah, especially for accessibility, I think there's
That makes sense. Yep.
yeah.
Could you use Old English and say ye old town hall, old courtroom? Or
Check the New York State document, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm off the project if you do that.
Maybe a typeface that you see in 19th century books that's readable, might be a possibility.
Well, that's the thing. I just don't know if that's appropriate for signage. I think signage might be a whole nother field.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
we need to keep
what's
it simple.
appropriate for typefaces in a book isn't necessarily what you would have found on a sign, at that time.
I think Christine, hitting it first to see what is legally required for municipal buildings and then going from there, especially the posting stuff. Honestly, that's a heavy duty requirement overall. So, and then fonts also accessible stuff is pretty writ
Yeah,
large.
definitely needs to follow accessibility code.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I can find some references and provide them to the town board members so they can start that process.
Thank you.
Great. This is great because this is putting a bow really, or starting to put a bow on a long-standing discussion that we've had about to get the signage. We used to have a sign right out by the bus stop that that had all the departments listed on it, and it got weathered, and we took that out. That was actually in a little garden for Molly Adams by the bus stop. So anyway,
Maybe it's a good time to renew the Molly Adams Garden.
yeah.
Who's Molly Adams?
She was a longtime resident of Brooktondale who was very involved actually in the town. She was on the town board. She was involved in history of the town and had massive collections of stuff in her home. And she was on the watershed committee. So she was actually here when I started as supervisor 10 years ago. And
Wow.
She was responsible for the historic register.
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
she was
okay.
responsible for that. She stewarded that whole process.
Yeah, her name's on every document.
Yeah.
I would advocate for a Molly and Barry Adams Memorial Garden if you could do
I think
it.
that would be great.
Yes, yeah.
Speaking of garden, I was, when you had the photograph looking straight on the center of the building and you could see the garden below it. It's like right out there.
Yeah, I
Right.
have a photograph of it.
Yeah, I see there's quite a few native plants in it, which is great, but
You're talking about this garden here.
right in the front of the
Oh,
building.
yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I'm just wondering if there might be some gardeners around town who would want to help.
yeah. Yep, and that's something we've talked about doing that on a volunteer kind of basis. So.
It's not going, yes, it's not going to be in the contract documents. Like we're not laying out a landscaping plan. We're kind of leaving it just ready for planting by owner. So that was the intention that we're sort of leaving when the contractor leaves the site, that it will be up to the town to do that with their volunteer or park forces.
So Jennifer, does that mean that surrounding the building, will the grass be rehabilitated, et cetera, or is that?
Yeah. Yes, that's a very good question. Yeah, they'll be responsible for any lawn repair
Okay.
and grading, and it's just the only sort of landscaping is really taken out of the contract.
That's fine, that's fine.
Yeah.
And we don't want to spend time on that today.
Um, so I just had one more thing, Mark, and then I'm going to kind of turn over to you. You're the town's attorney, Guy Kroll. Crow? How do you say his last name? Kroll?
Pro,
Yeah.
pro,
So he reviewed what I had sent, and I feel like we're in a good path forward for the sort of front end items, and we should be all set with that. So yeah, do you want to talk about you and Susan and I were sort of on this three-way communication about budget and everything. Should we talk about that today or in steps for? Oh,
But
Tim.
before we go that, can we just quickly touch on non-heating of the
Oh,
enclosed
yes.
stairwell? And you said you had sent some information, but I couldn't find the attachment. So maybe you could just summarize.
Geez. Um, so yes, I did some research and I talked with one of our sort of building science kind of home and building inspector type of people, and his recommendation was if there's no plumbing in there and the finishes are and it's pretty airtight, and the finishes are allowed to sort of move with changes, then it would be, fine to leave it that way as long as you're constructing in this more airtight envelope and it's separated from the heated space of the building. And then the documents that I will send, I'm sorry if I didn't attach them, I kind of sent them in a rush last night. Basically said that and it was more for multifamily residential, a lot of walk-up apartments have unheated stairs. And so the concerns about condensation at certain times of the year, so how to keep the air tight, but then when it's really cold, but then allow some mechanisms for air movement. So like windows that are operable so that in those shoulder seasons, you might be able to pop the window open. And to make sure like all the doors are weather stripped in between the main building and the stair closer. So I will send that off to everyone. And I
All right.
guess that's how, so really it gives things like don't store things in there. And it's a egress stair. You weren't planning on storing anything anyways. It did say maybe add a dehumidifier in there for the winter, but it has some language like that.
Did we provide for electrical outlets in there, say for dehumidifier?
We will, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll have to meet the code. Yeah. Yep.
Because our board member who's most passionate about this is very concerned that heat will rise and that it will get trapped in the upper corners of the building and cause condensation and mold.
Okay. Yep. Yep.
I
He
think
brought
that's
it up the
a
other
summary, right, guys?
Yeah.
Yes. No,
Michelle?
yeah, it occurred to me afterwards, and I'm sorry if this is a really stupid question. Is there going to be lighting in that stairwell?
Yes.
So that, okay.
Yeah, we could put halogen lights in there and then it would heat the whole place.
There we go.
Let's not do that. No, I think having the capability for dehumidifier would be great. Because that would solve the problem, I think. So,
I'm guessing that what you said about, I mean, I don't want to we build the structure and then we just wait to see what happens and then we have black mold everywhere. But I do suspect that if it's airtight, that it's really not going to, that reduces the capacity for air infiltration and condensation over time. So my guess is that's going to be okay. And it's great to know that a lot of apartments he was concerned that we have two stories. So the moisture would rise and perhaps it would be a ceiling or a corner issue.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think being able to control the humidity is the key thing for,
Yes, yeah, that's right.
as
That's
long as
right.
we do that, I think it's fine.
It's relative humidity, like 50% relative humidity, 50 degrees temperature, you're good. So,
If you get above 70, then you're in trouble, but
yeah.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Yeah, so I will forward that and you can share it with your board member. And, you know, I did research also mechanisms for heating. There are things like radiant panels that could be put, you know, at the first floor level on the wall that don't draw a lot of energy. You could do, again, halogen lighting. I say that joking, but that's actually a recommendation. And but I feel like with the service to the building, the electrical service, the way it is right now, this is not an electrical improvements project, right? Like, yes, you could improve your electrical, but maybe that's something you plan for in the future with
Right.
other improvements, like solar panels or something.
Yeah.
Kind of this ironic, like decrease your electrical use and increase the service to the building.
I definitely think we need to do that. But you're right. I guess that's a separate project. One thing I was wondering about before we leave this realm is, so there was a proposal in the work scope. One item was to have a catch basin kind of between the buildings, right, in the backside between the building, catch basin for stormwater.
Mm-hmm.
Is that part of what we're thinking of or not?
That was just from my understanding of the conversation, that was just where the downspout comes. It gets collected into a catch basin and then goes into an underground system out to a dry well. That
Yeah,
was Steve. Steve had recommended that we do that instead of just going straight into a system and out, that there be little small catch basins at each of the drops.
okay. Okay.
Not an actual catch basin
Like a big
in,
concrete catch basin, not
right.
like, okay. Okay.
I don't know. Do you feel that you have enough stormwater in that area that that's necessary?
We don't get a lot of standing water. I think this ground is very gravelly and well drained. So we don't have a lot of problems with standing water around the buildings. So that's my only observation.
Okay, and we will be improving with the regrading as it is. There'll sort of
Yeah.
be this drop in between.
Right. And that's very good. Yeah, that's great.
Mhm. Yep.
Great. Okay.
So I will send those documents. I'm sorry if I didn't attach them yesterday.
Okay.
Okay. Mark, did you want to talk about the letter to the SHPO and where we stand on that?
I'll just briefly, thanks to you and Susan for going back and forth on that a little bit. So I've got Susan's last, calculations on the spreadsheet. And so that all made sense to me. It did. So that came out to increasing the original budget by $184,270. And So, the next thing that I was trying to do was, as I understand it, there's this other SHPO document that I have here. It's the cost share summary. So I was trying to align the two. I was trying to put the things in there in the purpose description section. And I could just relabel them all and put them in like that. That would be easy. Maybe that's what I should do. I don't know.
Yes. I'm gonna say, so what the SHPO looks at is their original budget, and which is the reason why she sent it. So that's why I was trying to apply that's why Jennifer and I put the new numbers on so that they have an original number. That's what they awarded us for. And even though we'd be paying more on the cost share piece of it, they need to see that reflected against the original budget. So if we fill it out differently on the sheet and the cost share, it doesn't make sense to them. As I'll be honest, Mark, I would leave it on the original keyed document and then on our original budget as well. Maybe, I don't think you can make another column though. On the SHPO form. I'm just thinking of the
Oh, you're thinking if I made another column and then.
I don't think you can on that form.
The problem is that like some of our work items got kind of switched between other ones. So it's
Yes.
not an apples to apples thing all the way through. Like I was looking
I
at
know.
the removal of the concrete side steps that got folded in with the removal of the
Right.
porch and stuff. So I was like,
Yeah.
I was feeling a little hamstrung about where to go on that, and I don't want to create something that just makes a big red flag for them.
Right. I was thinking that through. That's why I'm glad Jennifer filled in for everybody else. She filled in all of the details. It's nitty gritty because it's what we bid out versus what we're doing now, which is similar. It's just, it moved into different spaces, right? Like you said. So I was trying to figure that out myself, but I think, maybe, you know what, Mark, maybe, if we give Amanda the letter with the differences that we've written out and why, that's the justification, which me and Christine did, and Jennifer, and then give her the work scope next to it and say, how can we reflect this in the cost share budget? We know the cost share is different. So I would give it to Amanda and say, how would you like it to be represented?
That's great. That's great. Yeah, put it to her.
Yeah. And we'll just, because she knows how Albany's going to look at it. Like I just went through this with another project here for a different agency, but it was still very similar. Like, this is what you bid and this is your award. So now you're telling us you want some changes. It's not radically different, but we need to see where you're changing it. Basically, I can run another revised budget ultimately, but let's ask Amanda how she wants it represented, what would make sense to her and then make sense to Albany.
Okay, so
Is that okay?
if I just sent her an email today with those two
Sure.
items and then
Yep.
ask that question, is that okay?
Yep. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and then we can continue to double back. So
Okay.
I think so. I don't know if anybody else has any thoughts on that, but it's not complicated. It's just a lot of detail,
Yeah.
Yes.
right?
You could always use the spreadsheet that we came up with as supporting data,
Right.
like how
Oh,
would you want to see this?
right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like once we
Okay.
put the sheet that's tan and blue.
Yes,
to-
yeah.
Yeah, that's the one we originally gave you, and that's what we bid on. Here's our work scope. We put the numbers exactly as it was.
Yep.
Now, how do you want that in the cost share budget? We'll fill it out however you tell us to fill it out.
That's good. Yeah.
So
She's such a
yeah.
good grant officer that she's very helpful in showing us sort of the light in the way, if you will. I appreciate working with her.
So you're
So-
talking about the work detail, right?
Yep.
That-
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, because she sent that back to us. She sent us 3 documents back. So I would say that was where I would ask her and she'll look at it and she'll tell us. She'll know.
One of
So-
them, yeah. Go ahead, Jennifer. Yeah.
Oh, I just I wanted to ask this specifically to Susan and Christine, but I was I was in a a training session with Francis Stern
Okay.
about big picture kind of
Right.
what SHPO does. And actually there's a slide. It said, what can't an HP grant fund? And I think
Right.
that's what we have, right?
Right.
Right. So this one said construction, which I didn't know this, constructing contemporary additions on a historic property unless the work will provide universal access and or eliminate code deficiencies for access or egress, such as an elevator or a stair tower. So to me, that means that they can fund this
Totally.
new addition. And so my whole concern for bringing this up before was I was thinking that a lot of our money was going into this new addition thing and that they wouldn't fund it. But when I read this slide, I took a picture on my phone and I thought I would talk to you, Susan, because you might have some thoughts on that or
Well,
experience.
yeah, no, what I was going to say is I think when you go into the portal to get the award, I think that's what they're saying. So they're saying you can apply for that, but our whole grant is based on the entire project. So I think we're okay there. They're
Okay.
they're funding only 375,000. So you could logistically say, well, half of the 154 is being paid by them, sure. But because we're going to be over budget, like if it was under budget and it came in under, we'd have to like go back to them and say, okay, now you're going to have to pay for this. But it's kind of tricky because I think Fran meant when you're applying. Like if we went back and said,
Oh,
here's our project,
okay.
but
Okay.
I don't think we can get extra money from them.
Okay.
Those awards are, no.
I'm trying.
No, I know. I was gonna say that's been my experience. We can
Okay.
ask, sure, we can ask if there's any more money. You never know.
Yeah, I would say
I
ask just in
I
case.
would
You
ask.
never
I
know.
would just ask, say, hey,
Yes,
is there money in the kitty? Someone who didn't use it, someone they have to use
right.
it by a certain date. They want to help you, they
Right,
may say, oh,
we're improving access by,
Right.
yeah, or
yeah,
egress, I'm sorry,
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah,
emergency
yeah,
egress from the second
right,
floor.
right, right,
Yeah.
right, right.
Because if it was budgeted money and somebody did not do the full spend out on some project and there's a leftover,
Yeah,
you
I'd
just
ask.
never know. There might
I'd
not be,
ask.
or they might be like, no, we can't do that this year, but
Yep.
I would ask.
We did get that from NISCA up here at Southworks through Ithaca Mural and CAP. They were a re-grantor and NISCA came and said, we got extra money. They want to see your murals. What do you got to Ithaca Murals? And they were like, okay. And it was a significant amount of money actually. So yeah, can try. Let's try.
The
Mark.
state grant for our broadband project, that's exactly what happened. We got
Oh, cool.
like
Good.
$2.5 million more for the project, so.
Oh, wow. So when you're writing that letter, I would ask, I would just say, our costs have increased significantly. Is there any other way to tap this money because we're doing access and accessibility and a code improvement for the back staircase? I'd ask her right in that letter.
In my
Really?
letter,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, and like Susan said, be very explicit that it is money for access and code improvement. So it's
Code
like,
improvement.
you're not just asking like, oh, we want a nicer door. It's like, no, this is for a very, state mandated, federally mandated need.
Right, right. Yeah. We're not building the bell tower, but we need code access completely. So
That's the next ask.
yeah. I always ask these questions. You should see what I do up here right now. Yeah. So
Excellent.
through every
Okay.
agency. It's awesome. Speaking of that, y'all, if anybody has any CFAs today, I believe they're going to come out. I'm waiting
Oh,
and
it's
waiting.
today? Okay.
We heard this week, and I've been checking our press room every 5 minutes.
It's late, yeah.
No, yeah, it is late. It's a week late, but it's usually on a Friday. It's usually Friday afternoon.
Wow.
I have a doctor's appointment at 1:30, so I'm perfectly planning them to come out at 2. Just it's always how it goes. Yes, that's what we heard from some lobbyists. So we'll
Oh,
see.
cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Hmm.
So if anybody had any others in the pipeline, which I'm sure Jennifer, you do.
with the Friends of
state.
Stewart Park. And
Oh, yes, that's right. She's
yeah.
actually here right now in my office, my building. Oh my God, I forgot about that. Yeah, yeah. Good luck, everyone.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Great, very good.
Okay.
Have we covered the bases?
I cover, yes, it's really um how do you want to move forward in terms of toward the bid process? Do you want us to keep with, we were thinking like mid to late January. Should we still be working at that clip?
I don't see why not. So the next stage will be that you will complete the bid documents and the board would approve those, would read those and approve those. And then we
Correct.
put it out to bid.
Yes.
Yeah, I say, I don't see any reason for delay.
Okay, because there's, now's, I think we'd want to set you up to have a good bidding period. It would have been better if, well, I guess it probably was impossible to have this bid in October, the way things went. Now we get through the holidays, right?
Yeah.
And people will
Yep.
refocus and then get on people's calendars for this year.
Yeah.
And when we put the bid out, we will accept construction proposals for either 2026 or 27 seasons.
Yes.
Okay. I think that's good.
I also would like to add and make sure we do, even though we don't have the requirement, I will pull the MWBE construction firms and also the service disabled veterans. Oh my God, what's the O stand for? Business. It's SDVOB. I do it every
Service disabled,
I just wrote
veteran-owned,
it.
veteran-owned.
Veteran-owned.
I wrote it
I was
yesterday.
thinking of like a work though.
And I'm in that database now all the time, so I will easily do that, and we can make sure we reach out to those companies within. I guess we could do. I don't want to do it statewide because once you do that, it's New York City, and it just ends up being crazy. So maybe 100 miles. Does that seem?
Yeah,
What do
that
you really do?
from Caroline,
Yeah.
100 miles, does that capture?
No,
Does
does
that
it have?
capture Rochester? I don't think it does. Capture
No, I don't
Syracuse
think
though, doesn't it?
Syracuse, but and not Buffalo. Why didn't I go 200 miles?
Yeah.
I would
I'm
go
gonna get New York.
200.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
I
think we
would go
could
200.
Okay, 200 miles. Okay. And we don't have a requirement on this grant. I check over and over, but I did give them paperwork to say that we made an attempt on the RFP for for design services, which we got an MWBE. So
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
All
Okay.
right. Well, it's the holiday season, everyone.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
made it.
Yeah.
Happy holidays,
I mean,
everyone.
happy
Okay.
holidays.
All
Yes.
right.
Oh, so just the town's thing too on this week. It extraordinarily crazy. So sorry. But
No
thank you
worries.
for the invite. I meant to say that. I meant to say before, and then I was like, oh my God, a whole week went by. So y'all have a great holiday and happy new year.
Yeah, likewise.
Thanks so
Yeah.
much for all of
We'll
your
be in touch.
diligent
Yeah.
work this year.
Yeah.
We're looking
Thank
forward
you.
to
Our
working with
pleasure.
you in the new year.
In the
Yeah,
new year,
Yeah.
Excellent.
2026.
Bye-bye.
I'm so excited about this too. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
All
Merry
Yes,
See
Christmas.
you.
thank you.
Happy New
Bye.
Year.
right. Take care, everybody. Thank you.
Bye.
Stop.